Dear class, hope all of you are fine and in good health during this COVID situation. I will try to demonstrate an online class session on strategic management course. Hope you all enjoy and try to comprehend what I'm trying to deliver. Well, there are several strategic management books and notes you're going to find around in online and different places, but I prefer to read F.R. David's book mostly. So this is just a suggestion, recommendation. You can find it from the nearest, library, or you can even find it in Amazon, or like in other platforms where you can get it. So as I've mentioned, that we are going to talk about strategic management chapter 1 from F.R. David, and as part that I'm going to show you one small presentation. So this is the chapter 1 from F.R. David. Well, there are obviously certain objectives, like why we are going to talk about this strategic management issue. So, and what are going to be the aims and goals and objectives of this chapter. These are to talk about the strategic management process and different stages, certain key terms that we usually use in strategic management. Also some benefits that can be financial or also non-financial benefits, and some attainable sustained competitive advantage of some companies. Well, what is strategic management? Strategic management is actually a combination of art and science. That it's not just about some scientific methods, or it's not just about some creative portions, you can say, but it is actually both. It is the combination and also the merged version of both, like all sectors. Because if you think about a company, you'll see that in a company there are different kinds of experts, like they are working together to make the company run, and these different experts have all come to one arena to strategize, and also to use their skill sets, and take out the certain operations only to get some benefits from the company, and also to fulfill the mission and vision of the company. So that means that the strategic management has certain sectors, right? Like formulation or implementation or evaluation, certain things like this. So we are going to in later parts we are going to see even in details manner. Okay. So sometimes strategic management is also mentioned as strategic planning, and it's very widely and commonly used also. It's nothing to worry about that. So what is actually strategic management when we talk about it from a company's perspective? Mainly, like in a company there is a hierarchy, right? Like there are top management, middle layers, and other layers, non-managerial layers. So usually the top management and the managerial layers, they make some choices, or you can say that they make some decisions regarding some policies, procedures, or operations of a company to to make the company work. So this is a major part where strategic management takes place. As I said, that the three stages are strategy formulation, implementation, evaluation. So how do we actually formulate the strategy? We formulate the strategy by seeing that if there are some certain threats and opportunities for the organization. We try to discard the threats, and we try to take the opportunities to create some and generate some formulated ideas, and for these certain purpose, usually the top management are the final layers who take the decisions, but also certain inputs are also taken from other staffs. Okay, so the formulation part is, even though it's quite easier, but it takes a little bit time, because you have to brainstorm, and then you have to get all those components together and get it together in a one platform. Okay, but then comes the most difficult part, because it's the strategy implementation, because it here actually all the employees and all the resources of the companies are engaged. That's why engaged, and also you have to, like, the top managers, actually they need to think about their budget of the company, and also need to think about certain revenues, that if I design certain things or strategize certain things, am I going to get some profits out of it or not. Okay, and then later on comes the strategy evaluation process. Of course, you have designed and implemented and launched something, but after that, how the performance is going, so you need to cross check that. Now, see, this is a very interesting part, because it's strategic management analysis. It is actually an integration of both intuition and analysis, because it doesn't just depend on the strategic goals, or you can say, like, not just depends on the monetary issues, okay, not on the materialistic issues, but it also depends on the expertise, advice, and also the skill set, because there are lots of experienced managers and experienced employees who have been working for for long time in the organization, in certainly in that organization, or maybe in other organizations, and also they have got some certain skills. So their decision making capability doesn't just come from the numerical analysis, but also it comes from the intuition part. So this is a very important and necessary thing. That's why you're going to see that when any recruitment happens in a company, any recruitment for a manager happens, there is always some critical analysis, strategic measurement policies, and it is not just so conventional, it's very unconventional, whenever they are recruiting a manager. Anyways, so yeah, adapting it, this is just a sample example. You can go through it later on also, no issues. So yeah, as I have mentioned, that I am going to talk about some key terms of the strategic management area. Those are like competitive advantage, which we can measure through some statistic analysis. Later on we are going to learn that soon. Then strategies, who are actually responsible for the anything happens to the organization, either the company fails or succeeds through any kind of projects or any kind of goals. It depends on the strategies. There are other key terms as well: vision statement, mission statement. What is a vision statement actually? It is what a company wants to become actually. Where do the company sees themselves after 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. So that is a vision statement. And mission statement is very specific, certain, suppose 3 to 5 years goal, or maybe in a very temporary period of time, what they really want to do. So that's mission statements. Okay, so as I mentioned, that during any managers do the strategic management analysis, they always look for the opportunities and threats. and depending on that they develop the policies. Well, there are also strengths and internal strengths and weaknesses which are also considered, and obviously strategies also consider the expansion, the diversification on multiple issues a company is looking at. Especially sometimes the companies, if they go quite big, they try to go for joint ventures, or they even go for merger. So various things actually happen in a company. So based on different aspects, different strategies are taken. Anyways, since this is a very small demo class, I'm not going to discuss in details, but I am going to show you some basic things. Okay, so this is what I wanted to show you mainly. What is a strategic management model actually? Where are the company at first? They think that where are we now, and where do we want to go, and how are we going to get there? So depending on this is actually a comprehensive model. This is a model. This is a very widely acknowledged comprehensive strategic model, and FRDP have also recommended this quite highly. So you can see from all the steps, you can see that there are the mission vision part, and also they are going to the objectives, and slowly see, we are just in the first chapter, right? But later on in different chapters we are going to discuss actually in detail. This chapter is actually from FRDP, but the model is you can implement anywhere. Okay, the benefits are there are some communication oriented benefits, and obviously based on the communication model which is embedded in the strategic management model, managers, employees get to know each other, and they actually develop a certain kind of specific aura or zone, you can say. Based on this strategic management policy, the performance appraisal system has come in the scenario, because the industrial relationship has to be in a good in a better situation, you can say that, for the company. So for that reason this is highly recommended, and there are also some financial benefits. As you see that there are some, obviously in the sales and profitability area there are some high financial gains. Okay, and as I said that there are some non-financial other benefits as well, not just in the communication area, but if you see from an aerial view, you are going to see that this strategic management or strategic planning thing, whatever you call it, actually indicates every minuscule details, and whenever every minuscule details, the elements are focused, there are obviously a lot of benefits in different areas. Okay, so these are actually some pitfalls, certain see, top managers making many intuitive decisions that conflict with the formal plan. Okay, here is one thing that, as I have mentioned earlier, that whenever you are doing the strategic planning or strategic management, the managers not just need to focus on the the numerical base, but also they need to focus on the intuitive area. But certain managers, they have a tendency to either take the numerical part or take the intuitive part only. So obviously there are going to be some conflicts if they try to do that, right? So that is one thing. And also see, satisfy accreditation and regulatory requirements. Okay, so this is a very major thing. See, in every country there are some regulations and protocols going on, right? So if you see that strategic planning or strategic management, when that is implemented in a company, they also need to comply with the government protocols and also the international standards, right? Like there are ISO protocols and there are UDHR protocols, there are Bangladesh government different regulations and laws, the BJRC laws. They need to comply with all these. So that is a huge challenge. Okay, anyways, there are lots more. Since this is as I mentioned, as a demo presentation, I'm not going to discuss in detail. So yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you. If you need to discuss about it even in more details, you can just contact me anytime. Thank you.